Hey folks, so once you've installed the WPML plugin, head on over to the plugin section, scroll down until you find your plugin. As you can see, I have quite a large list here. So head on over to WPML Multilingual CMS and click on Configure. These are the first steps that you'll need to take in order to, first of all, get the plugin set up and then start translating your pages. So in our first step here, essentially we need to specify the current language of our WordPress site. So my website right now is in English, so I'll leave this in English. Then go ahead, click on Next to Translation Languages, and in the following section we need to choose the language that we want to add as a second or third language for our site. So I'll just go ahead and select Albanian. I don't speak any of the following languages, so Albanian will be my preferred language at this point. I'll go ahead, click on Next, and in step 3, essentially we need to select the type of switcher that we have for our menu for the languages. So let me open up our website in a new tab here, and we'll have a quick look at the following menu. So as you can see, this is what my menu looks like, and click on Menu Language Switcher, and in the following section you can make a few adjustments. So first of all, you need to select the type of menu that you want to add your language switcher to. In some cases you may have different menus. You may have a separate menu for your footer and then a separate menu for your header. So this is why you need to specify the menu where the language switcher will be added to. So once you've selected that, next go ahead and select the position. The first menu item, meaning that the language switcher will be located on the left hand side. If it's selected as the last menu item, it will be located on the right hand side here. Okay, so most of the time it's located on the right hand side, so I'll just stick with last menu item. Okay, and then here we have the language menu item style. So in most cases it's a drop down, or it can be a list of menus. So a list of languages. So if it's a drop down, it'll look something like this. If it's a list of languages, it'll just be to the similar layout of pages and contact. They'll be side by side. So in order for it to take up less space, I will go with the drop down. Okay, and then also for the layout type, we would normally have it just as a flag. So I would disable the following options, and here you can see a quick preview, meaning that when someone hovers over the following section, they just have a language flag to select. You can then of course add the native language name and so forth, just to specify that this is English. But most of the time when a user speaks a different language, they know what flag they're looking for. Okay, so but yeah, essentially you can adjust these according to your preference. And then here we have just several additional options in terms of selecting colors. So you can change the current language color, font, and so forth. I would recommend just to leave this at default. However, you can play around with these settings at any point. Okay, so then go ahead and click on Save. Now also one thing to note is if you have an existing website, let's say it's in English and you're adding in a second language and you're kind of still in the process, we would not recommend to add the language switcher just yet. Maybe add it as soon as the entire website is translated. That way when someone switches to your second language, they will not see half of the website translated. Okay, so but that's completely up to you in terms of the approach that you want to take. Alright, so now that we've set up everything here, we'll then go ahead and click on Next to start off our registration. For the registration, it's not mandatory, though if you want to receive updates from WPML, go ahead and register with their website and get a registration key. In my case, I'll just skip this and click on Remind Me Later, as it's really not relevant right now for the following video. Okay, so once everything has been set up, go ahead and click on Finish, and right now we can essentially start translating our pages. Alright, so let's head on over to our Pages area, and in the following section we'll start the translation process. So let me open up our About page, and what I'm going to do is also open up the same page on the front end. Okay, so here we have our About page, and as you can see, I just have some image placeholders, so this is just demo content. Alright, so once you start translating a page, it's important that you go over here to the top right corner, find a section that's called language, and also if for any reason you do not have the following language tab, make sure that you open up your screen options and find the language checkbox, enable that, and the language tab will appear in the following section. Okay, so that's just if you're unable to find this language tab. So then go ahead and click on duplicate, or select duplicate, and then duplicate the following page. This will essentially help you save some time, and you will not need to re-add all of your images and content to that page. Okay, so at this point, once everything has been duplicated, we then have the following language box slightly changed, and here we have a section that's called translations. So click here to show all of the different translations, and you may have 2 or 3 different languages listed here. So here we have Albanian, which is a duplicate, and then click on the following pencil icon, and you'll be redirected to a duplicate of the following page. And also we have the following note that this document is a duplicate of the About page. Okay, so in the following section, you'll need to add in your Albanian translation. So what I'm going to do is just head on over to my favorite website with some dummy text, copy this, and add it as a translation. Okay, so it'll be just lorem ipsum and then whatever. Next, we'll head on over to our top block section and make some adjustments to our text. So this will be about us 1, 2, 3. Meet the team 1, 2, 3. So we have that. Next, for image block, essentially we can skip this section. Information block. Let's see here, we have some additional text. So once again, I'll just add my dummy text into the following area, and then add 1, 2, 3 at the front. Okay, and for the quote block, same process would apply, just add in your translation. Okay, so I'm just adding demo or dummy text just to kind of show you how the process works. In your case, you'll need to add the actual translation of your content. Now you'll also notice that for the following sections, I already have my images uploaded here, so the only thing that you really need to change is all of that text. Okay, so at this point, once everything has been added, you've added in your translation, go ahead and click on update. You'll then need to confirm. Okay, so now that this is ready, let's head on over to our website. We'll refresh our About page. And you can also see that now we have a language switcher at the top, and I'm currently viewing our English version of the site. So I'll go ahead and select Albanian, and you can see that my text has changed accordingly. You can see that I have my About 1, 2, 3, my dummy text here, and so forth. So once again, the process is super simple. You simply need to duplicate a page and then add in the content. Now if we head on over to our general pages list, you can see here that we also have at the top of our website, we have the option to switch between the versions of our languages. So if we head on back over to English, you can see that we have a large list of pages all built out in English. If we switch over to Albanian, you'll see that our pages, we only have 1 page in the Albanian language. Okay, so heading back, another way that you can determine is essentially if you look at the About page, you have the following pencil, which means that you already have some type of translation added to it. Alright, so the same process would apply for duplicating your blog posts. Open up your blog posts, go with the let me just switch back to English, open up the English version, and then start the translating process. So in terms of images, everything will be added, or everything will be duplicated for your blog post. The only thing that you need to change essentially is your text. Okay, so this is it in terms of the initial steps of how to essentially translate your pages and your blog posts. We will have a few other videos where we will show you how to translate certain buttons and things like next and previous posts, which are essentially not really added within the options on our website. Okay, so we'll show you that in our next video, and I'll see you guys there.